Once upon a time, in a far-off kingdom, there lived a powerful witch atop a high, jagged mountain. Every year, she descended into the kingdom and demanded a bag of gold from the king. If he failed to give it, she would curse the land with misfortune. On one special evening, as the king and queen celebrated the birth of their daughter, Princess Lily, the witch appeared at the castle's gates. But the king, too proud from the joy of the feast, refused her request, telling his servants to send her away. Enraged, the witch disappeared into the night, vowing revenge. Later that night, as the royal family slept, the witch snuck into the castle and kidnapped the newborn princess. The next morning, the king and queen were frantic when they discovered their daughter was gone. They searched the kingdom, offering rewards for her return. An old wise man advised, "Find the witch and you'll find your daughter." But despite their efforts, the witch's mountain home remained hidden under a magical barrier, and the princess was nowhere to be found. After many years, the king and queen mourned their loss, with no hope left of ever finding their child. One day, a wise man suggested that there was an ogre in the forest who owned a magical horse. The horse was said to be able to travel the impossible paths to the witch's mountain. "If we capture this horse, we might still find the princess," the wise man said. "But how can we get this horse?" the king asked. "The horse can only be caught by someone who can feed him with the magical corn that grows in the field of pearls," the wise man explained. "The ogre is the only one who knows the secret to gather the corn safely. Anyone who tries will sink into the ground." Hearing this, the king offered the kingdom and princess's hand in marriage to anyone brave enough to capture the horse and find his daughter. But all the princes, rich and powerful, feared the risk and refused. At last, a poor peasant youth came forward. "I will try, your majesty, but I will only marry the princess if I can love her," he said. "If she does not wish it, I will not hold you to the bargain, but I will take the kingdom if I bring her back." That night, the peasant visited a kind fairy in the woods. "You will need the ogre's magic shoes," the fairy warned. "They are tied to his foot with a silken thread, and only by using this feather to tickle his foot will you be able to cut the thread without waking him. But be warned, there is a two-headed dog guarding him, and I cannot control it." Armed with a magic feather, the peasant set off that night to the ogre's castle, where the two-headed dog growled at him, but he cleverly distracted it with bones. Entering the ogre's chamber, he used the feather to tickle the ogre's left foot. The ogre laughed so loudly that the peasant easily cut the thread holding the shoes, then quietly left with the shoes under his arm. Putting the shoes on, the peasant ran to the field of pearls where the magical corn grew. As he tried to gather the corn, the ogre awoke, chasing him with the two-headed dog. Just as the dog closed in, the peasant reached the stable and fed the corn to the magical horse, which neighed joyfully and allowed the peasant to mount him. The peasant rode swiftly, and as the dog tried to chase, it was struck by the horse's hooves, turning into a large rock. With no further hindrances, the peasant rode to the witch's mountain, where he found not a cave, but a grove of trees with something sparkling through the leaves. To his astonishment, there stood a deep blue castle made of glass. Inside, a girl spun alone, her beauty radiating through the glass walls. Before the peasant could speak, an old woman appeared and tapped the girl on the head with a cane, turning her into a mouse.